This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So when we say about data types, so what we are talking about? So we are talking about integer category data types. Under integer category data types, so you have byte, short, int, long. Then under the float point category, you have float and double. So under the character category, you have character and strings. Under the boolean, so under the boolean, you have only boolean type. So basically, these things like byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, boolean are known as the data types. Okay, so are known as the primitive data types or primary data types. Generally, people will say, and each and every primary data type so will have. Okay, so let me add a page. Page number. One second. Page have to be added. No? So okay, anyway, I'll continue from here. Yeah, page is not getting there. So yeah, so today we'll talk about the data types. So whenever I say data types, as I've told you, so data type is something which is going to tell you about the type of the data. Okay, so which is going to tell you about the type of the data. So in in addition to the data, okay, so in addition to the data type or type of the data, so it will also tell you about so many other things also. Let us understand that. So as or I will say any data type in Java will convey about will convey about the type of the data, will convey about the type of the data. So it will convey about the type of the data first of all. Okay, so in addition, in addition, it also will tell us about the following things. About the following things. So what are they? So I'll also tell you not only the data type. So it will also tell you about the other things also. So what are the other things? We know that it will tell you about the type of the data. So type of the data. So second one, it will tell us about the memory. Okay, so memory allocated. So memory allocated to a particular variable. So it will tell us about the range. So it will tell us about the default value It will tell us about the default value, and it also conveys the wrapper class type. Okay, so wrapper class type. Okay, so it also conveys the wrapper class type. So it will tell you about the type of the data. It will tell you about the memory allocation. It will tell you about the range. It will tell you about the default value. It will tell you about the wrapper class type also. Okay, so all these things will be told by the data type. Okay, so will be told by the data type. So first we will talk about integer category. So integer category, and then we will understand how we can know the types. Okay, so how we can know the types. So what I'll write is I will take a table. So I'll take a table here. So in that table, I will try to put some columns where I will have the data type column, and I will have the type, and I will have. So let me just increase the size of this. So it will tell us about the type, and it will tell us about the memory. So it will tell us about the range, and as I told you, it will tell us about the default value. It will tell us about the default value, and it will tell us about the wrapper class also. Okay. So it will tell us about the wrapper class also. So we will try and understand. Uh, Right. So we'll try and understand all these things. So under the integer category, as you know, we have, okay, so under the integer category, we have four. So what are they? So they are nothing but, one second, let me adjust this. Okay, right. So now it looks good. Okay, so data type under the integer category, you have bytes, and I will write the wrapper class first. So wrapper class is going to be byte. So wrapper class is going to be byte, and then so there is a reason that why I'm filling this wrapper class first. So we have byte, so we have short, so we have int, and we have long. Okay, so these four are the uh, data types under the integer category. Under the integer category, so here you have the wrapper class as short, you have integer, so you have integer here, and you have long over here. Okay, so you have long over here. So what are these? So these are the, okay, so these are the data types, and these are the wrapper types. Okay, so these are the data types, and these are the wrapper types. And what is the type? So the type is going to be integer. So all of them are going to be integers only. So all of them are going to be integers only. So whenever I'm talking about integer, so you have byte, short, int, long. Okay. So memory is going to be 1 byte. So memory is going to be 1 byte. So the memory is going to be 2 bytes, and the memory is going to be 4 bytes, and here the memory is going to be 8 bytes. So first of all, we need to understand what is a byte. Okay, so in order to give you an idea of what is a byte, so let me just tell you. Uh, First of all, we will talk about bit. So bit. So what is bit? So bit is actually binary digit. Bit means binary digit. So binary digit means either 0 or 1. So binary digit means either 0 or 1. So whenever I'm talking about a binary digit, so binary digit means either 0 or 1. So whenever I'm talking about binary digit, so binary digit is going to be 0 or 1. Okay, so 0 or 1 is going to be the binary digit. Is going to be binary digit. So whenever I'm talking about binary digit, it is either 0 or 1. Okay, so it is either 0 or 1. So when I'm saying binary digit, it is either going to be 0 or 1. Okay. Now, what is one byte actually? So one byte is a collection of 8 bits. So one byte is a collection of 8 bits. Okay, so one byte is going to be a collection of 8 bits. Okay, so 8 bits. So this is like uh, uh, 0th bit, first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit, fifth bit, sixth bit, and this is going to be seventh bit. Okay, so so this is going to be seventh bit. So whenever I'm talking about uh, so whenever I'm talking about this, so it is going to be seventh bit. So 0 to 7. So 0. So this generally is called as the least significant bit. Least significant bit. And this bit is known as the most significant bit. So most significant bit. So this is called as least significant bit, and this is called as most significant bit. Okay, so this bit has a uh, if this bit have a kind of 1, so if this is 1, so this can be either 1 or 0. If this bit has 1, so this is a negative value. This is a negative value. And if this bit is having 0, so this is a positive value. Positive value. Okay, so how can we decide this actually? So in order to give you a simple idea, let's take something like 48. Okay, so 48, so I'm dividing it by 2. 224, so the remainder is 0. Okay, so this bit is going to be 0 bit. Okay, right. So then 2 12s, so 2 12s again 24, so 0. Now this bit is also 0. Now 2 6, so this is 0. Now 2 3s, okay, so this is 0. So next 2 1s, okay, so 2 1s 2, so the remainder is going to be 1. So this is going to be 1. Okay, it's going to be 1. Then 2 0 0. So 2 0 0, the remainder is going to be 1. So here also remainder 1. And the remaining will be posted as zeros. The remaining will be posted as zeros. Okay, so remaining will be posted as zeros. So now when you are looking at this, so this is going to be 8 bits. So 48 in 8 bits. So 48 in 8 bits is given as like this. Okay, so 1 byte means it's a 8 bit. Okay, so now in the same way, if I'm saying 2 bytes, it is going to be 16 bits. It is going to be 16 bits. So 16 bits in the sense, so 0 to 7 and 8 to 15. So it is 0 to 7 and 8 to 15. So 8 to 15. So 0 to 7 and 8 to 15. So 0 to 7 and 8 to 15. So 0 to 7 here and 8 to 15. Okay, so 8 to 15. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 to 15. And in the same way, if I am talking about in the same way, if I am talking about 4 bits, so there won't be 3 bytes. So we are saying 4 bytes. So 4 bytes means it is uh, so 2 bytes means how much? 16 bits actually. 16 bits. 4 bytes means it is going to be 4 8s 32 bits. 32 bits in the sense it will range from 0 to 7. Okay, so 8 to 15 and 16 to 23 and 24 to 31. Okay, so 24 to 31. So in this way we have the bits collection. Okay, so 32 bits. And in the same way, if you are looking out for 8 bytes, it is going to be 64 bits. So 64 bits in the sense it will go from 0 to 7, and I'm not writing all that. It will be going on. Okay, so something like 8, 16, 24. Okay, so then you have 32. So then you have uh, like here it will be 63. So 32, next it will be something like, so 63, 62, 61, 60. Okay, so 59, 58. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 56 to 63. Okay, so 56 to 63. So like this, so you have 64 bits for a long. So 32 bits for int. So 16 bits for byte, I mean short, and 8 bits for 1 byte. So now we will talk about the range. So range will be, so whenever you talk about the range, so range will be, okay, so we'll take the help of this byte to understand the range. Okay, so for this what I will do is I will just go for writing a program so that we can have a clarity. So how the range will be going on. Okay, so this is a simple Java program. So where I will be going for giving you the range. Okay, so first we will talk about uh, byte range. Okay, so byte range. So byte range. So I will say, so byte range. So what I'll do is I'll say minimum. So minimum is I will take the help of the wrapper class byte. Byte dot min value. Okay, so byte dot min value. Okay, so byte dot min value. So and I will say byte dot max value. So byte dot maximum and byte dot minimum. So here I will go for max value. So max value and min value. So let me save this and run. So now what is the byte range minimum here? Minus 128. So and byte maximum is going to be 127. Okay. So what is the minimum range here? So minimum range is going to be minus 128 to plus 127. So minus 128 to plus 127. Okay. So when I'm saying, when I'm going for this particular value, okay, so it is going to be minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, so we can also write this in a simpler fashion. So how we can write this in a simpler fashion? Let me tell you. So this can be written as minus 2 to the power of 8 to 2 to the power of 8 minus 1. Okay, so it can be written as something like this. So 2 to the power of 7. 2 to the power of 7. 2 to the power of 7 to 2 to the power of 7 minus 1. Okay, so if we are talking about minus 2 to the power of 7, it is nothing but minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 to is 4, 4 to is 8, 8 to is 16, 16 to is 32, 32 is 64, 64 to is 128. So but you have minus 7 minus. So it is nothing but minus 128. So when you are talking about 2 to the power of 7 minus 1. So 2 to the power of 7 is going to be 128 minus 1 is going to be plus 127. So in this way, you can write it in shortcut also. So this is the range of the bytes. This is the range of the byte. So when you are looking at the range of the byte, so what can what can you see here? So the minimum range is going to be how much? Minimum range is going to be plus 128, and the maximum range is going to be uh, plus 127 plus 127. So this is the way that you are looking into the range. Okay, so you are looking into the range. So whenever you are talking about the range, so you can use the shortcut also. So to explain you can use the shortcut also. So here, so what you're getting, so you are getting the byte range. So this is going to be byte range. Okay, so byte range. So to look at the byte range, so you can carry on with this. Okay, so that is the byte range that you can go for. Okay, now going to the short range. So again we will use the wrapper class. So the wrapper class will help us to understand the minimum and the maximum. So short range minimum. Okay, so here I write short range maximum. So short range minimum and short range maximum. So I'll take the help of short. I'll take the help of short, and this also here. I'll take the help of the short. So save this. Okay, so if you run this, okay, so if you are so one second. So if you just run the main here, so what you are getting? So you are getting minus 32768 to 32767. So what is the range? Minus 32768 to 2. Alright. So minus 32768 to 2, 32767. Okay, so what we are looking at? You are looking at the range. Okay, so you are looking at the range of the shots. Okay, so you are looking at the range of the shot. Okay, otherwise I'll do one thing, because it might not fit into all at one place. So what I'll do here is I'll write everything in one program, uh, so that everything can be written in one program. Okay. So for right, so we'll write everything in one program. Okay, so this is byte. So byte range. So byte range here you will get it in bytes. So byte minimum value, and then here you will have the byte, and here you can say again byte. So this is short. So short min value, short max value. Then we'll go for integer. So integer minimum value. So here we will go for integer dot min value, and here also we will go for integer So here we'll talk about the integer range. Okay, so integer range. So let me run this. Okay, so what you can see here, so minus 2147. Okay, so it is going to be minus, so minus 21. Okay, so minus 2147483648. So 6482, uh, the value is going to be, so it is going to be 2147483647. So in shortcut, if I have to write, so this I can write. Okay, so this shortcut I will write. So this shortcut, if I have to write, so I can write it as, so 2 to the, so minus 2 to the power of 15. Okay, so minus 2 to the power of 15 to 2 to the power of 15 minus 1. Okay, so I can write it in short to easily remember, basically. So easily remember, we can write it that way. So then if we are going for, okay, so if you are going for this, so you can write it somewhere like this. So you can write it, so minus 2 to the power of 31 to 2 to the power of 31 minus 1. Okay, so 2 to the power 31 minus 1. So in this way, you can write it. Okay, so in this way, you can write it. Okay, so then we will go for the long value. Okay, so long value. So long, so long here. So here we will say long, and here also we will say long. Okay, so long minimum value and long maximum value. So let me run this. So what you can observe here, so you can observe that it is going to be minus, okay, it's a bigger value. So let me copy this. Okay, so let me change its background. Okay, so it is going to be minus, okay, I should change the background of it. So yeah, so minus, so minus 9233 something, and we will say something like 2. So it is hard to remember this big number. So what you can do is, so you can just remember it in shortcuts. Okay, so you can remember it in shortcuts. So what is the shortcut basically? So that shortcut is going to be, okay, so how, what that shortcut is going to be? So that shortcut I can say something like 2 to the power of 63. So minus 2 to the power of 63 to 2 to the power of 63 minus 1. So in this way also you can remember. Okay, so you can remember. So in this way you are going to talk about the data type. So byte, it is of only 1 byte, so the range is in between the 8 bits. So basically 2 to the power of 8, so 2 to the power of 8, which is shared left and right. So which is shared left and right. So minus 2 to the power of 7 to 2 to the power of 7 minus 1. So shared left and right. And what is the default value here? So default value is going to be 0. Okay, so default value is going to be 0 all the way. Okay, so this is about the default values. Okay, so default values of uh, the integer types. Okay, so the default value of the integer types are going to be, so default values of the integer types are going to be 0 actually. So 0 are the integer values. Okay, so 0 are the integer values. So what we have here, so data type, memory, range, the default value. Okay, so these are the things that we will be uh, looking for. Okay, so we will be looking for in the integer category. Okay, so integer category. So then we will have the next one, which is the float point category. So float point category. So whenever I'm talking about float point category, so you have uh, only two types here. Okay, so only two types here. So what are they? So you have, okay, so you have data type. Okay, so the type, so type, and you have the memory, you have the range. Okay, so and you have the uh, so we call it as scale. Okay, so scale, and we have the default value. So scale you have here, so default value, and you have the wrapper class. So you have the wrapper class. So here we will talk about the scale also. So what is scale? I'll tell you. So scale. So what is the scale and all? I'll tell you now. So whenever I'm talking about the this, so data type is going to be float, and the wrapper class is going to be FLOAT. Okay, and here the wrapper class is going to be double, and the data type is also going to be double. Okay, so data type is also going to be double. So we have, okay, data type is small, lowercase. So let me make it big. Okay, so double. Okay, so I think I need to drag it from here. Okay, so type is going to be float type. So here also the type. So here also the type is going to be float type. So the memory here, it is 4 bytes. So memory here is 4 bytes and here is 8 bytes. So memory here is 8 bytes. So range, so we'll talk about the range now. So the range is going to be, uh, okay, so we will talk about the range. So range is going to be, so range, so here we'll talk about the float range, and here also we'll talk about the float minimum range and maximum range. So the float minimum value is going to be f capital, and here also I will go for float max value. So float max value So let me run this again. So what you can observe here is 1.4e minus 45. So what you can see here, so 1.4e minus 45. Okay, and here 3 points. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, otherwise I'll write it down. So 3.4028235 E38. Okay. So what does this exactly mean? I'll tell you. So for this, I will copy. Okay. So basically, this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value. So this is the maximum value, and this is the minimum value of 4 bytes. So let me take this and write it 20. Okay. So minus 1 point. So what does that 1.4e mean actually? So 1.4e minus 45 is nothing but this is an exponential value. 1.4 into 10 to the power of minus 45. So the meaning of that 1.4e minus 45 is nothing but 1.4 into 10 to the power of minus 45, and this is like 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. Okay, so in that way you are going to look at the smallest value and the biggest value over here. Okay, so smallest value and the biggest value over here, and scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The scale is 7 decimal places. Okay, so what is the scale over here? The scale is going to be 7 decimal places. 7 decimal places. So what is the scale over here? The scale is going to be 7 decimal places. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about the scale, so how many points actually? So how many points are we looking at? Okay, so how many points are we looking at? Okay, so after the dot. So after the dot, how many points we are looking at? So that is basically the scale. Okay, that is basically the scale actually. Okay, so whenever I'm talking about uh, double, so it will go even bigger basically. Okay, so it will go even bigger. So let's understand it. Okay, so now finally we are going to look at the double. Okay, so we're going to look at the double. So how the double going to shape? Okay, so here, so the double range, and here also I will go for the double. Okay, so double range minimum, double range maximum. So here I'll say double, and here also I'll go for double. Okay, so double minimum value and the maximum value. Okay, so here what you can observe, so double minimum value is going to be, okay, so let me copy it here. Okay, so double minimum value is going to be, So double minimum value is going to be how much? Minimum value is going to be 4.9E324. Okay, so what is the double minimum value? So double minimum value is going to be 4.942. And what you observe here, so 1.7. Okay, so what is the minimum value? 4.9 E minus 324 to 1.79763 and all. So E308. So and here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so how many decimal places here? 16 decimal places. Okay, so 16 decimal places. So what you are looking at here? So you are looking at 16 decimal places. Okay, so 16 decimal places, and the default value is going to be uh, 0 0.0. Okay, so here also default value is going to be 0 0.0. So whenever you are looking at the float, the default value is going to be this. Okay, so default value is going to be this much. Okay, so whenever you are looking at the float point category, so you are looking at this. Whenever you are looking at the uh, integer category, you are looking at this. Okay, so next we will look at the boolean category. Okay, so we will not look at character category, we will look at the boolean category, because character category requires more time to explain. So whenever you are talking about boolean category, so you have only uh, one data type. Okay, so you have only one data type, so that is going to be, okay, so that is going to be boolean. Okay, so data type. So under data type, and you here you will have the type of the data. So here you will have the memory, and here you will talk about the range. Okay, so range, default value, and you will be looking at the wrapper class. Okay, so we'll be looking at the wrapper class. So what we are going to talk about here, so we are going to talk about, okay, so data type. We are going to talk about the data type. So data type is going to be boolean, and uh, the type is going to be boolean type, and the memory is 1 bit actually. So 1 bit type. So range is true or false. Range is true or false. Okay, so true or false. Basically, no need to write any program for this. So directly you can get range, only two values. So false, and the wrapper class is going to be boolean. Okay, the wrapper class is going to be boolean basically. Okay, so what we are looking at here, so we are looking at the boolean. So how the boolean will look like? So boolean, and you have the data type also boolean. Okay, so no need of any maximum and minimum value for this. So this is the program basically that you uh, need for getting all the, okay, so for getting all the values. Okay, so for getting all the uh, range of values. Okay, so for getting all the range of values, so you need this program. So this is the program what you require to get the ranges actually. Okay, so to get the ranges, so byte range, minimum range is this, maximum range is this. So in this program, so you will get all the minimum and the maximum ranges. Okay, right. So and output also I'll just copy. Okay, so this is the output basically of that program. So character is remaining, so that we will discuss in our next session because it needs more time. Okay. So hopefully you understood the session. Anyone having any doubts, any questions, you can ask me now. Yeah, Sai, Swapna, any doubts, any questions?
No,
No
sir,
doubts,
can
sir.
you post the video
Okay,
link?
okay. Oh yeah, yeah. You can watch it and just
Oh,
ask me to. Yeah. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both.